Hello, my name is Thomas Adams. I'm doing my project on aligning security theories with legal frameworks. With the increase in data generation and storage, the intersection between cybersecurity and law has become increasingly important. Uh, Cybersecurity is no longer just about protecting data; it's about doing so in a way that adheres to legal regulations such as HIPAA and GDPR. My presentation will focus on a framework that integrates traditional security models with modern legal requirements to make better adherence and compliance and ethical responsibility in data protection. Uh, this is my abstract of the paper. Cybersecurity faces growing legal challenges as technology evolves. Yep, these are some talking points. My highlight of why I researched this, the purpose of it was as security threats grow, the need for effective security frameworks is more pressing than ever. Traditional models like Bell, Padula, Biba, and Clark Wilson ensure security, but they often fail to align with modern legal requirements. Uh, this paper also explores how these models can be integrated with legal frameworks such as GDPR and HIPAA to create a unified system that promotes data protection and legal compliance again. The dual challenge, we need to balance technical securities with legal standards, something many organizations struggle with due to regulatory complexity. Uh, and here's a question for you guys. Have you ever wondered how secure your personal data is when it's shared across multiple platforms? How do businesses ensure compliances with the laws governing this data? It's all confusing. They just do it on purpose so they can just take your data. Uh, Now, this is my introduction. The growth of data has led to increase in cybercrime, which of course is going to happen with the how much data has been on the internet. There's millions and billions of bits of data, costing businesses and individuals billions annually. In fact, cybercrime is expected to reach 10.5 trillion annually by 2025. That's insane, man. The rapid rise in cybercrime data breaches, such as the Equifax breach, has shown how vulnerable sensitive information is, especially when legal and technical aspects aren't aligned together. Uh, Organizations are often caught in a dilemma between maintaining robust security and ensuring compliance with the ever-evolving landscape of legal regulations. The challenge is that while security models are effective at safeguarding data, they're not always compliant with modern privacy and data protection laws. My solution to that is I propose a unified framework that integrates traditional security models with legal standards required for modern data protection. Uh, Now, this is just an overview of my security models I made. This is just this is actually what the security models I use today. There's just three of them: the Bell, Lavadula, and Biba and Clark Wilson ones. They're they're basically the foundations of protecting your sensitive data. How the Bell La Padula ensures confidentiality but limits modern data sharing. Biba focuses on data integrity, lacks accountability provisions. And then Clark Wilson, consistency in data but limited user privacy compliance. Uh, yeah, so that's what it does. Well, more in detail about these things. The Bell one, this model focuses on ensuring confidentiality by running unauthorized data access using the principles no read up and no write down way. It is widely used in military contexts with limits data sharing, which can conflict with modern privacy laws like GDPR. Uh, how Bevo works in detail ensures data integrity by preventing unauthorized modifications. Uses the principle no write up and no read down to protect against data corruption. but lacks provisions for user accountability, something crucial in legal frameworks. Uh, in the Clark Wilson one, more in detail about it, it enforces data consistency and enforces well-formed transaction processes, making it effective in commercial environments. However, it doesn't fully address like user privacy or consent, so that's why it really doesn't work in today. Like with all these laws and stuff to keep people's data protected, which is again necessary under GDPR regulations. With these models have served their purpose, today's regulatory environments require these models to evolve. Legal frameworks like GDPR and HIPAA impose strict data access and user consent rules that are often incompatible with these modern models' limitations. So we have to find a way to fix that. Uh, these are legal frameworks. So the legal frameworks, the GDPR and HIPAA, this is what they use today still. Well, GDPR is also used in the EU, while HIPAA is in the US. It was formed in the US. And then there's another one called CCPA that was it was formed in California, and it protects user data and ensures privacy, which they all basically do too. HIPAA just does it at a medical in the medical field, and then GDPR actually requires businesses to give explicit consent from individuals before processing data, and it mandates data protection and measures such encryption. Uh, this is my proposed framework. This is what I did. Uh, the overview. This is the what I did. There's 4 steps to it. Uh, the proposed frameworks is aimed to harmonize traditional security models with evolving legal standards. It is a multi-layered approach that integrates technical controls with legal compliance requirements, ensuring security without violating legal norms. And then the key components of that framework: harmonization, which is the first one you can see, by integrating legal consent management mechanisms into Bell Law Padula. For example, we can ensure that data confidentiality aligns with GDPR's transparency requirements. The dynamic adaptation is AI-driven systems that allows the framework to adapt and change in apply to changes in regulation in real time, which is pretty cool. Reducing the manual burden on organizations to stay compliant and like up to date. Then there's ethical oversights, which is we address ethical concerns by embedding multiple stakeholders review boards within the framework to evaluate data access requirements and ensure that they comply with legal requirements. And the last one is uh, practical applications or applications. In the healthcare sector, like role-based access controls can ensure, like HIPAA, can ensure only authorized personnel can access sensitive patients' records while meeting HIPAA compliance standards. This framework will basically all the benefits to like what I propose, like what I'm trying to do, is will help organizations protect sensitive data while avoiding legal pitfalls and maintaining public trust. And there's the advantages and challenges of this, trying to form this framework. Uh, well, the challenges were advantage. First, let's talk about advantages. The proposed frameworks ensure compliance with laws like GDPR and HIPAA while maintaining robust security, improving trust and transparency. Also, it reduces complexities of managing multiple compliance requirements across various regions, allowing businesses to operate more efficiently. Ethical oversight built into the framework helps prevent misuse of data, ensuring that privacy rights are respected to civilians. Now, the challenge is, despite the framework's benefit, it requires significant resources for implementation and continuous monitoring to stay up to date with change regulations. There may be resistance from the industries that are reluctant to change, especially in highly regulated places like finance or like the defense sectors. Uh, and then there's some more unresolved ethical issues, such as whether national security can override individual privacy, that will remain a challenge. And then convincing stakeholders, stockholders to adopt these practices may be slow process due to the entrenched nature of the existing systems. Now, discussion slide. Uh, so, the standardization of policies. This framework could be the first step towards international policy standardization, reducing the burdens of compliance for multinational organizations. It could facilitate smoother collaboration between countries and industries to address global security threats. And a real world example of this is the Apple FBI encryption debate. Highlights the tension between privacy, security, and law enforcement. This research aims to be to propose a balanced solution. Uh, Collaboration is always key. That's for anything. It's just helpful to do it, especially for security. It's very important among industry leaders, government agencies, and academia. Academia is essential for refining this framework and addressing its ethical concerns. And then my last slide discussion. I mean, the conclusion. Uh, by integrating security models with legal frameworks, we can create a unified system that improves data protection and compliance with global laws. This framework not only addresses current cybersecurity and legal challenges, but also proposes organization for future changes in data protection regulations. And in the future, as quantum computing and like privacy preserving technologies evolve, they will be critical in ensuring the framework remains adaptable, future proof. And what we should do, what our call to action is, for a more secure and just digital environment, it's crucial that we move forward with this framework and collaborate across uh, disciplines to make it a reality. My final thoughts, like, how do we like ensure it? Like, how do we ensure technology continues to evolve while respecting individual privacy and security? That's gonna be it's just such a hard thing to keep up with. But, like, we always got to keep doing it. This will always be a challenge that we all have to work together to solve. Uh, Other things like uh, it's just requires so much. We all just need to help each other in the end. And then here's my sources then for the project. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you have a good day.